Here is, oh my God, Michelle is such a dark cloud. Michelle is talking about her mother telling her that at least once a year she thought about leaving Michelle and Craig's father. And she would often analogize marriage to a dark winter, a dark Chicago winter, by the way. There's no winter like a dark Chicago winter. And why her mother advised her against leaving that loser, Barack. Here we go.
During our conversations, I'd get into how do you put up with men? And let me tell you what Barack did. And, and she'd always say, no one's perfect. Everybody brings their baggage to the table. And she used that example. She said every year, it was almost like she had to renew her faith in her marriage. And springtime was that time. It was probably, as I think about it, it's like you're sort of trapped in the winter, the dark, long winter of Chicago where nobody's going anywhere because it's just too cold. And then it starts to warm up. And, she always had that spring cleaning ritual too.
Right.
She would have gotten the house ready for the new season. And it was probably her ritual of kind of shedding all the stuff from the winter, including thoughts of her husband.
Oh my God. Michelle is really, I'm just going to say it, she's fucked up. That's how she's talking about her own father in public with her brother who has to laugh along out of, a survival instinct. Let's get real. I mean, that is some really dark stuff. Spring cleaning is usually about renewal. Like you're opening the windows, you're letting fresh air in, the days are getting longer. It is traditionally, for those of us who are psychologically with it and healthy, a happy time. Not for Michelle. Anyway, you may have heard this from the horse's mouth, but her marriage isn't perfect, you guys.
People look at our marriage as the ideal, because
they don't. Not anymore.
World,
you killed that.
You see two loving people doing a hard thing in the world, always on stage, giving each other a hug after a big speech.
And making it look easy. Right. And it's not.
Brother Craig did his
And a
work.
lot of young people could look at that and go, I want a marriage like Michelle and Barack.
Right.
And it's like, well, let me talk about what marriage is, because it's even when it looks good, even when it's great, it's hard. And so I think it's important because, it's very easy to quit on a marriage.
Michelle, just quit on the marriage, okay? Just quit on the marriage. We know you're miserable because you use every available opportunity to tell us so. And then she's like, people want to be us. No matter how much I talk shit about this loser over here, first Black president of the United States, duly elected twice, made us multimillionaires with 4 states around the continental United States. Oh, and Hawaii, so 3 and 1 rather. It's very hard. It's very hard to live in the White House and have a staff of foot soldiers and have the mainstream media laud you as one of the most beautiful, successful to ever be a first lady, and then to exit with a ton of goodwill and sign book deals worth $60 million. It's really hard. Shut up! Shut up! Now, Michelle is doing something real. I think this is unforgivable. I think this is unforgivable. I don't think Barack Obama has ever spoken about this. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'm wrong. But even so, it's always his story to tell, not yours, Michelle, okay? Here, she outs Barack Obama going to therapy.
Barack and I've done individual therapy. We've done couples therapy. There's just a way to, as I was saying in our earlier conversation, to, bring our marriage down to reality for people.
Listen, Michelle, none of us give a shit about your marriage. We're not invested. We don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you stay married. I don't care if you got a divorce. I mean, frankly, I think I speak for many when when I say we would love it if you got a divorce, because this now just feels sad, pathetic, mean, and full of vengeance. And it is not a good look, okay? You look very small. You look very small. And I frankly don't understand why Barack hasn't begun divorce proceedings, because trust me, the world would be cheering him on. Now to the big complaint, Michelle's Portnoy's complaint. Her latest gripe against one Barack Obama. You guys aren't going to believe it. This is a banger. Here we go.
Because how many times somebody asks, what are you thinking about? And you're like, well, let me make up a thing because I don't want to actually tell you what I was
really
thinking about.
Happened right now.
Which was like, the way you're chewing makes me want to smack you upside the head.
That's why.
Why does your chewing annoy me so much?
Right.
Let's discuss.
Let's discuss. Michelle says in this pod that it's not just her who is disturbed to no end by the sound of Barack masticating. It also affects and offends their two daughters. All three of the girls cannot stand Barack Obama's chewing. I don't buy it. And by the way, if I'm Barack Obama, I'm saying F off, because none of you are living the lives you're living without me. I'm the one who's been putting food on this table, so F off.
Because the girls and I are very irritated with the way Barack chews.
Oh, my.
Craig's like, oh my God. Like, Craig is feeling it, you know? Craig, get out, okay? Save yourself. You think, this is how she talks about her husband. You don't think you're next?
What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel like you're present?
In the life I live, which is so abnormal now, it's really, it's like being outside. You know, I mean, I say this a lot, something that comes with fame that people don't, that they don't appreciate, they're not cautious of, is the loss of anonymity.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for Barack and I to just be in the world unobserved.
Yeah.
And as a couple, so much of your interaction just happens because you two are experiencing the world together, sitting in a park and watching life go by, you know, stopping at a cafe and getting a cup of coffee. And then the conversation turns to the conversation next to you, right? We're always the conversation next to the people we're sitting, right?
Oh my God. Listen, Michelle, if you don't like the attention, nobody's forcing you to do this podcast at gunpoint. Nobody's forcing you to take millions of dollars for book deals. Nobody's forcing you to go yachting with Steven Spielberg or sign Netflix deals. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. You don't like being famous. And I love it when people who are famous, who fought for fame, who then complain about being famous, go, you know what, you idiots out there who aren't famous don't understand about how hard it is to be famous. Hey, you can exit right anytime you like. There have been plenty of first ladies who exited the White House and went back and lived quiet, productive lives without the need to be in front of a microphone or a camera bitching about their husbands. Laura Bush, for example, when do you ever hear from her? Get out, get out. And that, my friends, until Michelle's next issuance of bullshit is our catharsis. That is our catharsis. And that does it